this is Scott Brady, owner of Progressive Association Management, and today we're going to talk about what is a reserve fund. So in the state of California, every common interest development by law must order a reserve study. And it's for every 3 years, it has to be in person, and the other 2 years can be from the desk. And what that reserve study does, it looks at what the association is obligated to repair or replace. Those are the common areas. So some associations, it's very little. It might be a street, might be some lights, and that's it. But other associations, they've got a tennis court, they got a pool, they got a community room, they got roofs, they got paint, all that stuff. So that reserve study says, hey, association, legally you're required to repair or replace these things. So we're going to tell you in this reserve study how long this item's going to last. So say it's a pool, and they decide the pool has a economic life of 20 years. And then at the end of that 20 years, the cost to fix that pool is going to be, say, $20,000. So if you're doing the right thing as a board, then you should put money in your reserve funds. Your reserve funds are basically a savings account. So in that situation, that pool that you need $20,000 in 20 years, it might be really wise to put $1,000 a year into the pool reserve fund so that in 20 years you have the money ready to go to fix that pool. And so by law, you don't have to fund the reserves. You have to have the reserve study because that's going to educate owners and buyers as to what the financial obligations of the association are. But today, you do not have to fund that savings account. So what happens? So in that 20 years, if there's no money in the pool reserve account, but they have to fix the pool because it's completely fallen apart, well, they're probably going to have to do a special assessment and say, hey, owners, we have to now fix this pool. We don't have any money in the reserve fund, so we need a special assessment. And if there's 20 owners, we're going to assess each of you $1,000, and that will give us $20,000 to fix this pool. Generally speaking, that's not a good idea. It's better to have money in that reserve funds so that, some people might not have that $1,000 all at once. Or I'm using a very low number. Let's say you have to replace all the roofs, and each homeowner has to come up with $15,000. Well, they might not have $15,000, and then what's the board going to do? Well, then they're going to have to try to collect it from that homeowner and put a lien on the property, or even worse, send them to collections. Whereas if they'd done the right thing and had funded the reserves, that savings account for future repairs, that homeowner wouldn't even mind because that money had already been put away. So both the reserve study is very important, it's required by law, but more importantly, reserve level is important because that tells you the economic health of that association.